From the start of Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers comic series, Spike Witwicky was centered as the main human protagonist. He offers us a glimpse into a world where the Transformers have arrived on Earth and brought their decades-long war with them. Because of his role in the series, you would think that Spike would be just as involved in the action as his Generation 1 counterpart was. And yet, Johnson does his best to subvert your expectations and do the opposite. Surprisingly, Spike is mostly passive in the comic run, spending most of his time hospitalized or in recovery after a Decepticon attack. In most media, when the main character is inactive and things happen around them, it is seen as a missed opportunity or bad writing. Spike's story, however, doesn't feel like this. While he is a passive character who experiences events around him, there's a valuable lesson that Johnson is trying to teach us. Spike is a kind-hearted and well-natured youth who desperately wants to make something of his life. After the tragic death of his brother, he chooses to do something with himself, while his father wastes away his life at the bottom of a bottle. Spike yearns for adventure and to be free from the realities of his life. Not to forget his past, but to grow from it. And in this need for adventure, Spike finds it. Without knowing who is who though, he chooses to help the struggling Optimus Prime after seeing the crushing weight of Bumblebee's death. Spike is lost in the chaos of what is going on, and yet without any words spoken, he can connect with Optimus in this moment. Just like how he lost his brother Jimmy, Optimus has lost his own family member. This idea is cemented as later the two of them sit and speak on the concept of family, but not before one of the most recognizable scenes from the comic.
This world. What beauty. It's unbelievable. Oh. Oh no. I'm so sorry.
This scene is something I have covered before in the first video on this channel, but I want to dive into another aspect shown off here, and that is innocence. Optimus Prime is unaware of his power on Earth, and it has consequences. He means well, and admires the planet's natural beauty, but he is more than just an onlooker. He has now shifted the balance of power on Earth. Optimus's reaction to the deer is that of grief. He may not understand the animal itself, but he knows that he has ended its life. In this moment, Optimus is struggling with the fact that he has ended the life of something innocent. The deer posed no threat to him. It was a part of the natural life found on Earth, and yet, all the same, Optimus, and the long waging war that he carries with him, has brought about another casualty. Spike reassures Optimus that this isn't his fault, that he was unaware of how fragile this world was. The two share many great moments together throughout this comic, and we see Optimus take action when more innocent people are hurt because of his decisions. But focusing on Spike, we see his moment of truth later. Still struggling with the death of his father, Spike is left to wonder what he can do to help the Autobots. Having been told that he would most likely be paralyzed for the rest of his life, Spike descends further into despair, trying to understand where his path leads him next, until that question is answered when Astrotrain arrives. This is where Spike is finally allowed to take action, not by fighting, but by surrendering himself to save the people of Farmingham. In the scene after, Spike and Astrotrain have a surprisingly calm moment together as the two discuss Cybertron and Soundwave's plan. While Astrotrain is a brute, he pities the humans as they are weaker beings. He takes no joy in killing them, but understands that it must be done all the same. And then we have the introduction of Beachcomber. Beachcomber reveals that when he arrived on Earth, he too was overtaken by its natural beauty, but that instead of waking his Autobot brothers, he chooses to let them sleep, so that their war would not destroy yet another innocent planet. Spike doesn't challenge Beachcomber on this decision. Instead, the reader is left to think about if this was the right choice or not. After all, even though Beachcomber chose peace over war, the inevitable has still happened. Spike and Beachcomber are faced with the hard truth though. War has arrived on Earth. With the approach of Cybertron, Beachcomber declares that he wants no part in this violence. He is done fighting the endless war that only destroys everything in its wake. Spike agrees to run away with Beachcomber, knowing that more violence is not the answer, until he sees it. A deer. The personification of innocence is before him yet again. He remembers his time with Optimus, and how distraught he was over the loss of life. To Spike, violence is not the answer, but neither is running away. He is anything but innocent in this world, and yet he knows that he must take action to protect those who are. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Spike. Man, this was a video that I was really kind of surprised that I hadn't done yet, being that Spike is really one of the main characters. But I already covered a lot with Optimus as well with Sparky, so I was really trying to find an angle for a video of Spike. What can I really talk about with this character that I haven't really already discussed? And then issue 11 came out, and issue 11 had that scene of Spike looking at the deer, and it really stuck with me. It really resonated with me. That Spike is he's not looking for violence. He's not looking to continue this war. He wants peace. And yet he sees this deer and he remembers Optimus, how much Optimus cared about the innocence of life, and he realized, okay, maybe I'm not here to fight. I don't want to shed blood or energon in this instance, but there's something I can do to save the innocence of life here on Earth. And I think that's a really important lesson to learn. And it's an important lesson that is kind of held up against Beachcomber and Astrotrain. I think Astrotrain and Beachcomber are great together because Astrotrain is all about the fight. He's all about, no, we gotta battle, we gotta fight, I'm gonna kill you. He has some honor to him though. He's somewhat remorseful, but not so much to the point that he would stop. But he is through and through a warrior. He's gonna fight. And then you have Beachcomber, who's the exact opposite. He is so in love with nature and with peace, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to enjoy the peace and to enjoy the natural beauty of Earth. But his ideals have been changed, and not only will he not fight, but he won't take any action to try and help. And that's the other side that Spike is kind of shown. He's shown the side with Astrotrain, which is fight, don't ask questions, just kill. But then he's also shown Beachcomber's way, which is, well, just don't be involved at all, and just let it happen, and whatever happens, we'll just go away. But you can't run away forever. Especially not when it's your whole planet that's under attack. And again, we see this moment with Spike and the deer, when he sees the deer and he remembers how much Optimus cared about this life, and he realizes, hey, this is kind of a full circle moment, that I can do something here that may not include violence, but I can do something to save my world, to help my friends. Now, what exactly he does, at the time of this recording, issue 12 has not come out. This video is probably out after issue 12 has come out, so hopefully this kind of all wraps up in a great way. I'm super excited to see what happens in it, to see what actions he takes that are not violent, that will help the Autobots out in this situation. But no, seriously, let me know down in the comments below what you think about Spike and what you think he was thinking when he saw that deer. When he saw the deer and he thought of Optimus, what do you think was going through his head? What would be going through your head at that moment? But yes, please let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.